welcome. Yeah, okay. Welcome to Planegea Session 0, the beginning of a wonderful campaign run by yours truly, me, Kisama. You can find me on Twitter at TrueKisama. We're just going to get right into it and introduce our wonderful cast, starting with John.
Hi, my name is John, just making sure can hear me. And yeah, I will be playing Who Knows, because this is going to be a mystery to everyone, and I am loving the chaos so far. Let's get into it and build us some characters. Can we make mine a god?
No, but you can talk to gods.
So can I make a god?
You know what?
Talk to
Maybe.
himself.
We'll say maybe.
Loving the system already.
We'll say maybe. All right, Narf.
Hey, I'm Corey, aka Narf on the interwebs, and yeah, they them. No clue what I'm drawing up either. I usually play the party swing slot, i.e., whatever we end up not having out of the other characters, I'll probably do.
Jared.
My turn. Okay. Hello. My name is Jared. You can find me at the Real Life Jared on Twitter. You guys haven't seen me in a while. News, I got married. That's one of the biggest reasons why. Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna have a lot more time nowadays, so I'll be chilling this game. And when I heard big ass dinosaurs, I was like, had to do it. Had to do it. Do that.
And last but not least,
I'm Mike, also known as Dr. Fusion with a Z. You can find me anywhere online with that. Looking forward to this. I got a chance to read a little bit of the setting before I start to play, and there's a lot of fun magic to this. I cannot wait to see how it goes. But as for character types, we'll just see how it all fits together. I have an idea what I want, but you know what? That's not always how it goes. So this is going to be fun. I can't wait.
so
And thanks for the follow, Granddad Admiral Havoc.
ooh, thank
That's
you.
a good name.
What do you guys think about so that'd be like a super serious type character, like, hi, how are you guys? I'm trying to do a super serious voice right now. Should be like that, or something like more uplifting. What do you think?
I don't think I've ever been asked by someone that gruff, how was I? I don't think anyone's ever asked me that voice.
Oh, you're good. Well, there's a first for everything, right?
Yeah.
I want you to know as well, didn't really have time to, I think I skimmed through the book, but I didn't have a lot of time to read it, so this will be new to me.
And for our lovely audience who couldn't have read the book, unless they've got something we don't know about, this is Planegea, a primordial, very prehistoric world of dinosaurs and ever-shifting landscapes and gods for as far as the eye could see. One of the main themes here is shamanism, where there's a bear god in the cave over there, and there's the sun god, and there's a tree god who lives in the forest. And over on the mountain, there's an ape god named Ko, and we try to keep him asleep. That's the general theme of this game, plus dinosaurs and survival.
Shamanism, dinosaurs, and survival. You can't go wrong there.
One thing that will throw a lot of people off in this game, there is no money.
Ooh.
None. Everything is trading and bartering. And there's no money values. There's no gold. There's no metal. It's all bones and stones and sticks to break your bones.
Interesting. Okay. Ooh. I'm getting excited, guys.
That's a lot of fun, and I was really jazzed about the whole idea of language too and how it works, and the idea of written language being something very naughty.
Oh yeah.
I do have a question in terms of. So is this like a Stone Age time where things
It is a
haven't
Stone
really...
Age time.
Okay.
It is the dawn of humanity and all other beings that exist alongside humans, such as elves, which are like half dreams in this setting. Halflings are silent predators. Humans are beast tamers. Dwarves are still emerging from the stones themselves.
That's nuts.
Question. I have one single
This
question.
this cave painting is amazing.
Oh, thank you. That's amazingly awful. I know. It's meant to be that way.
Hi.
Is there a doctor? And can we name him Stone?
Sorry,
I
there are
got
no
you, Joe.
doctors.
Damn.
The closest you will be getting is a druid who claims to have the power to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Some paladins, which have been renamed for this setting to... I had it in my notes, but I can't find my notes. But yeah, a majority of the classes have been changed for flavor. All of the mechanics are generally the same. But for instance, warlocks are no longer what they were in original D&D, where they're like scheming with fiends or something. It's a individual that has been pushed forward by a tribe or a clan to go deal with the cursed sword in the cave, to go deal with that thing that keeps giggling in the night. They're a ambassador, and they're usually like selected at birth to be the ambassador for the clan.
We got a chat question there. Are bards still bards?
Bards are not still bards, but they're basically bards. They're chanters. Somebody needs to keep track of all the stories and the tales, and like how bards once dealt in telling stories, it is the chanter's job to remember all the stories and to keep all the stories straight. If a chanter does not keep the story true, they get thrown out and marked with a scar and are known as a very bad bard.
And they exist because written language doesn't exist in the setting.
Now go sit in timeout.
Go sit in the woods for a while and think about what you've done. Clerics are shamans. Some shamans dedicate themselves to a single god, like many of the followers of Ko, the ape god that sleeps in the mountains. There are some shamans that just appease the closest god and just try to keep the peace. And there are others still that might just roam the world trying to find more gods. And a really big part of this setting is that gods get their power from nature and bestow it upon shamans and their tribes. Druids just get their power from nature, and that is an affront to God and needs to be stopped. So druids are the new warlocks, where they're scheming in the woods, growing trees and just dancing with woodland creatures, and that's not good. We can't have that.
That's very interesting. That's a very nice twist. I like that.
And in that same vein, rangers are seen as questionable, but not as bad as a druid, because a ranger is just going to take some tree sap and slap it on your wounds. A druid's going to turn into a wolf and run away. There's a very big gap with that. Rogues are kind of still rogues. They're scavengers, so it's not stealing, it's scavenging, but it's still a dirty practice and frowned upon by most people.
But they're all beholden to the rogues or beholden to the Rat King, which is awesome.
They are beholden to the Rat King. One of the biggest changes in this is how they handle wizards, Because normally they'd have a book full of spells that they use incantations with their wands. You can't have that here. God, I need to find my notes. So unprofessional. Yes, the spell skin is the equivalent of the wizard, where instead of sitting in a laboratory with all their test tubes and their fancy whatever, this is a guy who sat in a cave with a bunch of mashed up berries and drew a woolly mammoth on a wall until he understood it perfectly, got a portion of that woolly mammoth painting tattooed onto his flesh, and now can cast stone skin or equivalent spells. They tattoo the spells onto their skin as opposed to writing them down into a book. And in some tribes, they're allowed because they're powerful. They're useful to have someone who knows what the fuck is going on without needing to talk to God every 12 minutes. But in most tribes, they're frowned upon because you're using magic without the gods. How dare you? So there are collections of spell skins that live in conclaves, just big old caves where they just paint and try and understand the universe.
So my next question, in terms of like, yeah, there's like the main races, but do any of the sub races like the Drow or any of those sub races exist in this world?
That is a good question.
I don't remember them being mentioned. But
No.
Nick says they couldn't be.
Yeah, it doesn't specifically state it. The elves aren't really quite like elves in classic D&D anyway, right? They're more of like dream changelings, I guess.
Okay.
Mechanically, like, I suppose you could be, dark elven.
You could. I'd allow it under the context that there are the elves of Nod, which I'll have to ask the gods later. But there are the elves of Nod who Oh no, yeah, okay, cool. There's the High Elf, which is an exile of Nod, and then there's the Elves of Nod, which are every other subrace. So yeah, Dark Elf, Wood Elf, Shadar Kai, pretty sure fall under that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, if any other major questions come up as we go through character creation, I'll be glad to answer them. Most of the answers are in this book. And with that, I love the tree painting. And also, there are character sheets labeled through 1 through 6. Pick your favorite number. As long as you don't pick someone else's number, it's fine. And
I'm taking 5.
we're taking 5. 5 has been claimed.
5.
Okay, I'll be 4 then.
I'll be 6. I like 6. 6 is a good whole number.
Oh, okay. So we got 5, 4, and 6. 4, 5, 6. Hey guys, why is 7 afraid of 9? 6 afraid of 7.
So it's giving me a pop-up. How do you want to create this character? Do I use the character mancer?
You can skip the character mancer and punch in things manually. It'll be a bit easier that way, just because the character mancer in this, we're using Roll20.
Okay.
It does not work as well as intended. Sadly.
Gotcha.
Excited.
What is... So we got 4, 5, and 6. I'm just gonna pick a number. I want to be contrary. I'm gonna be 2. I don't know what I'm being contrary to, but we'll be contrary. Number 2.
You want to be the low number. That's all.
Yeah. So we are using Character Mancer, yes?
We are, I mean, you can if you want, but it'll probably
Mess
take
up
longer
stuff.
than just punching it in yourself,
Okay.
which is kind of contrary for a character mancer to do.
That's fair.
Very first thing that I would like to discuss here, I usually do rolled stats. Is everyone cool with rolling 46 drop the lowest? Or
Yes, I will, like... And I'm all for having like really low numbers, but if we have like 3 stats with low numbers, can we please re-roll? Because that ends up being almost unplayable.
if you have more than one stat below 10, you can re-roll those so that they're
Fair.
above 10.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Anyone who does keep their low numbers, though, I will give inspiration at the start of the session.
Oh,
Okay.
So that's your
Fair.
choice. Either have high numbers generally or have some low numbers and take inspiration.
You know what? I like that.
inspiration's nice.
That is a fantastic way to deal with it. All right. So, what level are we?
You'll be starting at level 1.
Okay.
Just so you can get a feel for these creatures, since I don't plan to be throwing like goblins and kobolds. These are going to be weird creatures in this book. So I want to ramp up to Ko, the ape god with many arms. I want to ramp up from like dinosaurs. So you'll be starting at level 1, potentially going up like 2 levels in the first session outside of the session 0.
Aha.
It's going to move a little quicker at the lower levels because there's not too much to do when you're level 1, but it's a good starting spot.
All right, so if you do /roll 4d6d1, it'll do 4d6 and drop the lowest.
That's how you do it. Okay, cool.
Let me pull up a word page here real quick.
Nope. I did that wrong.
Wait, is that roll 20? Oh, 4d6d1. Yeah.
Yeah. 4061 is not going to work.
We're starting strong with 132 for a
Mine
stat.
breaks 132.
Nice.
I am a god.
Nice 121 charisma.
All right, so I'm curious if the little roll 20 beeping noise is coming across on the
I can hear
capture.
it.
Okay.
Oh god.
Hold on. Let me fix that for a second since we don't have music yet. I'll figure out.
Okay, so key. For some reason I chose 6. It wouldn't let me edit the character sheet, so I went back to 1, and I'm able to edit the character sheet. So I guess I'm going to choose 1.
Oh yeah, something
9.
went awry in sheet 6. It has been fixed.
Okay.
If you want to go back to that. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you.
Hold on.
Do I have to /roll?
We should
On a
do these
6.
in sets because all right. So 14, 13, 6, yay. 10, 11, 13.
Got a 6. That is badass.
We're rolling for stats, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There are 6 stats in this game.
And
As
I got
always.
a 7. Badass.
Nice. Why am I not?
I have a 9, a 6, and a 7. This is so cool. My last one better be something nice. Come on, something nice. Oh, 14. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, I'll post. Yeah, if y'all didn't figure that out, it's /roll space 4d6d1.
Okay.
And I would say just do 6 of them real quick and then let the other person go because trying to read them interleaved with Mike's was annoying.
Confusing at first, yes.
Okay, I'll be
Okay, John
last.
got a
I'm-
16.
Yeah.
Badass, dude.
Fucking
Thank you.
go, John. Keep going. Keep going. All 16s.
Hit the iron while it's hot.
Yep. 11.
11, not bad. Better than 10.
Needs a 3. Needs a 3.
You can
I'll
just
say
hit
16.
up and enter also, and it'll.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh.
What the? Another 16? Come on.
I've got a 7.
You were
can
worried
have.
about rolling under 10.
The 15.
Oh my
What is
gosh.
going on here?
I prayed to the Lords of Chaos before I started the stream. I don't know what you all did.
Uh,
Well, 12's not that impressive, but
No.
Oh, well. Yeah,
It's
12.
really not. Average at best.
It's an average at best.
Twelve's higher
where's
than
the
half
dump
my
stat?
stats I roll.
What's your dump stat?
Right.
Yeah, like your dump stat right now is an 11.
Yeah, that's
That's not bad for a dump stat.
You get one more, right?
Let's see. Get one more.
one
All
more.
right. Here's
Get a
my dump
5.
stat.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's broken. You're gonna break everything you touch, basically, yes.
I mean, hey, look, it's just average rolls, right?
Oh, hush.
Can I do /R or does it have to be /roll?
No
You need
idea.
slash
/R should work.
Flash R
All
will
right.
work.
Yeah.
All right.
Work for me, and I got a bunch of low rolls, so you never know.
Ooh.
I am going to grab a kid a drink. I'll be right back.
15. Oh, nice. How many times? 6 times?
6
Yep.
times.
Okay, I got 4, 5, 6. Oh, actually got pretty good.
Mike and
11,
I
15.
got the garbage stats.
We got all the garbage stats, yeah.
All right. I was not expecting such a divisive set of rules. God.
That's why rolling stats is always a problem.
Most games, it's maybe one person gets really good stats and everyone else is okay, but this just.
It's fine.
Huh?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have three lower than 10 rolls, so I can take 2 of those and re-roll them and keep the 9. I'm happy with that.
You can re-roll them, or
Well,
you
you said
can
you-
take inspiration for each number that's below 10. I'll
Oh,
let you start with like extra inspiration, just because like 3 of your stats are dumb stats.
I think I'll think that's tempting, but that's how you die very fast. So I think I'll drop 2 of the 3 and keep one of them at 9 because that seems to be fair. I like a challenge, and that can be fixed later on up in levels. And I think I'll re-roll the 6 and the 7.
So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to be as badass as I am with these rolls. So could I actually re-roll the 15 and the 13 and then keep the 16, 10, 11?
I mean, you want to trade me one of your 15s for a 6?
Yeah, we can trade off like that.
You want to know what?
Or a 10? Or a 10?
If Key will let me, I'll take the 10.
You know what? Yeah, you can trade if you'd like.
All
Oh my
right.
God.
Oh, yeah. There you
All
go.
right.
You want a 15, Narf?
All right. I'll take your 15, but I'm giving you a 10, right?
Yep.
All right.
I love how all of this is
Bad bargaining.
basically equalizing out to like average. Speaking of which,
I'm keeping
like,
a
if any-
6, though. One of my stats is going to
anybody-
be like -3. It's fine.
If anybody
6
wants,
is now 11.
I just love it.
if anybody wants my 15, I'm up for negotiations.
Do you want a 7 for the 15? That's all I can trade you.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that.
All right.
I
Cool.
need one dump stat.
Didn't even have to give you any bargains for doing this. You just. Huh. Wonderful players.
I mean, start
When
We
you get
gotta-
these whack-a-doodles together, this is what's going to happen.
to be fair. We're all buddies until we get into the game.
I'm going to be honest with you. I like torturing my character. So putting them through trials and tribulations is kind of my thing.
This was so bizarre. Anywho, the people who didn't want high stats got high stats. The people who wanted higher stats got dumb stats, just all throughout. I don't-
Is this a fever dream yet? Like I feel like that's what we're stepping into, and
That's what this world is.
Yeah, this world is all a
Oh, yeah.
fever dream, and we're starting this off correctly. I think hopefully our gods will be pleased with us.
Hey man, when you look at the inspiration of the media for this, it's like, yep, this is all one gigantic fever dream. I'm looking at all this stuff. The Flintstones made the list. That's great.
I feel. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that
No,
is what this is. Crap. That's what
Right?
it is.
Yeah. Like I feel like this is Godzilla versus King Kong. Just like. Yeah, you tell her.
Mixed with the
Godzilla.
crudes.
Yeah, but Godzilla versus King Kong, but everything's Stone Age.
I'd say the Crudes is a better, like a light version of what we're playing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the Crudes.
Yeah, but I recommend you take a look at the inspiration of the media in the rule set that we've got. It's a good cross set for getting a feel for what this genre is going to be like. 10,000 BC, which is actually I recommend you see it if you haven't seen it from 2008. It's a good way to look at this
Oh, I
thing.
love that.
Yeah, it's I looking back like that was actually much cooler than people thought it was, and because it was just one of those like I don't understand, this doesn't make any sense. What's going on? Why don't they write things down? I understand things from 10,000 years ago, you know.
Yep.
Like you mix
All
that
right,
with
so-
things like they even list Far Cry Primal, the 2016 video game, as an inspiration, which is cool. So interesting.
Do we want to
Anyway.
talk about classes?
Classes. Yeah, we can start with classes first if y'all want.
Or races.
Up to you.
Maybe
There's
races first.
Classes, races, and backgrounds, and they're all changed for this game. So
I vote
Actually,
we start with classes
races-
because that's role, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Because then from there,
general role in the
yeah.
party, yeah, we'll start there. And oh, hey, wow,
Say hi.
Come on.
I lost my train of thought. Right, classes. So mechanically,
Sorry. No. It's like now I know how to derail key. Boss about to kill us. Hey, here's a child.
ah, uh, where was I? Classes, right?
Classes.
So mechanically, the classes are all basically the same, save for the wizards of this setting, which are spellskins with their tattoos and cave walls.
I mean, Spellskin sounds like really. I didn't think about it till just now, but it sounds really interesting to play that. I don't know.
For those intending to play spellcasters, there are a few things that should be kept in mind.
Oh boy.
Anything that has a gold cost component for like the original D&D spells
Mhm.
still has a cost, but you can pay that cost with bloodshed onto the item or by finding the item in nature. Like it is completely possible to get a
Badass.
200 gold worth gem somewhere in a cave, but you could also get that gem that's like 50 gold worth and get 150 HP worth of blood to bleed onto it.
Nice. I like this.
So
Yeah.
just 1 HP is equal to 1 gold then in this scenario.
Yes. And in theory, you can pay for things in blood.
I like this.
If you
This is cool.
find
That doesn't bother
if
me
you
at
find
all.
a shaman. If you find a shaman, you can pay 30 blood for a service. Because they will need that blood for something.
And then your blood's in the hands of the shaman. Yeah. Good
Mm.
stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
Oh, hey, thanks for the follow,
Everything's-
Captain Salty Dog.
Whoa.
So one more
Oh.
question. I'm gonna mix things up here a little bit and break away from my normal tropes, and I'm gonna play a barbarian. Yep, that's the cue for everyone to laugh. But okay.
Awesome.
No,
He
yeah, I'm glad
mixed
you
it
picked
up.
Barbarian though. because this setting, I believe, has a new barbarian subclass called Path of the Far Striker.
Ooh.
Do I
Essentially,
get to teleport?
no, I don't
Okay.
think so. Let me reread some of these.
That's a scary
I
thought,
will-
dude. Don't say things like that.
A
Yeah.
teleporting
No, but you
barbarian?
can throw
Oh,
You can throw things with
Can I-
furious intent.
can I throw a dinosaur at a dinosaur?
If they're a small enough dinosaur, yeah.
This is all I want in life now.
Oh, crap.
Using a creature as a weapon was something like 2d6 damage. So yeah, improvised creature weapon.
2d6 damage, throw the creature, and it latches on, just like.
Lemur to the face.
How much claw damage does it take at each turn?
You'll have to fight that someday now.
You see what you got
that,
yourself
right? You're gonna have
into,
to
Key?
fight some.
You see what you got yourself into? You should have known.
Yes, and I'm all for it. All right. So John's the barbarian.
Yeah. I will do Spellskin.
You're the spellskin. Okay. So we have a quote unquote wizard spellskin in the party.
I also noticed that the sorcerers are dream based as a subclass, which look really interesting too. So, but I think the Spellskin just sounds weird and crazy enough that I want to try it. Hunted genius. All right.
So we got a meathead and we have a magic guy. Okay.
Mhm. Other classes I don't think were mentioned yet. The monk has been reflavored as the ascetic. They're someone who goes without food for periods of time, and the discipline that they gain through that practice gives them inner strength.
Oh wow, I like this.
I think I really like how druids are kind of the dark and mysterious ones in this game. So I'm going to go with the druid.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gods are not going to like us at all. They have 2 reasons not to like us now.
You might want to check out the Drea as a race. It's like the tree people.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Druids in this game give me a very like folklore and superstition vibe to them.
Yeah.
In the setting, and I'm digging it. I'm down for it. We're gonna Brothers Grimm the hell out of this. It's gonna be great.
Right.
I think I'm gonna appease the chat request from earlier and make sure that this party has a chanter.
Nice.
All right. We have a chanter, barbarian, a spellskin, and a druid. All right. Yeah, this will be fine. Yeah. We got the bases covered. Yeah. Yeah.
I see one. Are we gonna have lots of healing potions in this game?
Now that I hear that, I don't know if there are healing potions in this game.
It's fifth edition, so all you need to do is take a nap and you'll.
Yeah.
Instead, doing it to a big fight. with a big fight behind that.
Oh Lord.
Fair. The druid has healing spells, right? Druid.
I hope so. I don't know.
Whack little birds gonna heal you.
Bard can get healing word.
Healing word's tight. I like healing.
Bards and druids have healing spells, yeah.
Okay.
That Enchanter is going to inspire us, so we don't need healing.
Yeah, we don't. Absolutely, Enchanter's fine.
Yeah, with that 6.
Axe make good. Enchanter make axe better. Enchanter good.
Chanter, bleed on this holy blood.
What if I don't want to? Bleed on my axe.
If you don't choose to, I'll choose for you.
So we will have.
blood for the spell. Hold on a second, I'll get it for you.
Just comes back holding like the
There's
the
enough.
entire yeah. He comes back holding the skin of the like part of the skin of the animal, and he's just like trying not to slosh it around. It's got bits of intestine and everything in there too. It's just like, I'll give you
Can't
blood.
argue against that enthusiasm.
Okay.
Oh my.
All right, so the main, I do got a question. I'm pretty sure the main specs for a druid is going to be intelligence and wisdom, correct?
I think it might be wisdom, and that's their like spell casting.
Yeah, wisdom's their spellcasting stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wisdom and honestly, depending on whether or not you plan on doing melee combat or range combat, dex or strength.
Gotcha. So,
but if you're planning on doing a lot of wild shaping, then you can, I guess, avoid either.
Okay. We'll see. So basically, so definitely put a high stat in wisdom now, and then when we start the game, we'll go from there. Okay, that's what I'll do.
So with classes picked, y'all can start putting your stats where you want them now, or we can move on to backgrounds.
Let's do backgrounds too. Oh, we have races and backgrounds to do, so.
Yeah.
I like this sheet. It does everything out for me. Huh. So I am looking through like the book as well to see if there's any cool background, you know.
We're just going to talk about the backgrounds, I think.
There are a few that I remember after flipping through that are unique to say the least. One of the backgrounds is the Free Citizens, which are a group of people who were enslaved in a giant's city, and they overthrew the giants and freed themselves.
That's cool as shit.
And then there are others which are a bit more simple, like being a hunter or a gatherer or a raider. There are also some clan-specific backgrounds for things like the Ape Clan, which are a massive clan that holds reverence to Ko, the many-armed ape god.
Oh yeah.
They have a strong connection to the elves of Nod, and many of them have traveled through the world of dreams a few times as part of being part of the Ape Clan. There's also the Bear Clan and the Lion Clan, if I'm not mistaken.
Bear Clan, Lion Clan, Whale Clan.
Yeah, Whale Clan is...
I want to be a sailor.
On page 63 of the PDF, there's the overview of backgrounds.
There's a handy table with all the backgrounds.
I'm thinking Savant might work for me.
Storyteller calls out the most just from the quick look, you know. Makes sense for the storyteller.
He really wants someone to be Ape Clan. That's what he's saying.
Uh,
I mean, our barbarians are definitely a clan, definitely a shot for that.
I don't want to pick favorites, but Ape Clan just seems cool to me. I don't know what to tell you.
You are a fan of Ko. That's a problem.
Hey, look, you can speak badly about me, but leave Ko out of this. Okay?
Hey, look, I'm just saying Ko would definitely be Godzilla. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
man, this is gonna be a hot take, but Kong got his butt whipped. Sorry, he did.
Kong got whipped so hard they took the G off, and he's Ko now, and he's resting in the trees.
Is there anything special for languages to know of?
There's a few things with languages.
So what PDF are we looking at?
It
Is
was put up in the Discord. It is the book for Planegea.
Alrighty.
From our
See if
friends
I
at
can-
Atlas Games,
Yes.
which is currently in Kickstarter.
There
If
we
you're
are.
interested,
Go check out the Kickstarter. I should have mentioned that before. Yes, go check out the Kickstarter.
I linked it earlier,
That
but I'll
art
link it
is
again.
Fucking cool.
Oh, and thanks for the follow, Tech-Eyed, my buddy.
Woo.
All right. Let's see here.
Here's the Kickstarter for the...
reminds me, I should kickstart that.
I don't know why, but when you said that, I'm just like, oh, hammer time?
Stop.
No.
What attribute is a musical instrument for tool proficiency? Is that charisma?
I will say it's usually going to be charisma. I try to keep the attributes kind of
Wishy.
I mix them up for the context when it comes to tools and skills. So like usually sleight of hand will be used for pickpocketing, but if you have to tie a knot, I'll make it intelligence.
That makes sense.
Same thing goes for tools. Speaking of tools, a lot of the tools have been changed. So things like the smith's tools are the bone crafter's tools. There's, instead of alchemist's supplies, it's ceremonial supplies. And to answer the question from earlier about language, there are two primary languages with a bunch of dialects. So there's the divine language, which is spoken by anything that's not humanoid. So like celestial is a dialect of God, of the divine. Infernal is a dialect, and abyssal is a dialect. And then for common, there's common, and then there's 4 dialects for that: stone speech, air speech, fire speech, and sea speech, based on the region that it's spoken in. So a tribe that positions itself on an island or on a bunch of ships is going to speak sea speech. Those that live near a volcano speak fire speech. Those who live on a floating island in the sky speak air speech, and so on.
That's really cool. Okay.
And of course, each kinship or race in this game has its own language. So elves have Elvish, orcs have Orcish. There's a halfling language. I think there's also languages for all the new kins, such as the Saurians, which are dinosaur-like, which we'll get into when we talk about kin, the kinships.
So I believe I have picked my background. And I think I'm going to go with the Seer Flight. Says here, we're raised among the mystical secrets and sacred rites of Seerfall, the shamanic sanctuary in the heart of the slumbering forest.
Nice.
So, my skills, proficiencies, history and religion. I get ceremonial supplies, language, and then you get some equipment with it too.
One of those pieces of equipment is a tiny fiend or celestial sealed in amber.
Yep.
So
Ooh.
feel free to pick your tiny fiend or celestial and like make them however you'd like.
Sweet.
Yeah, get wild with it. One day they might be freed from the amber. Who knows?
Oh, wait, seriously? Awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah. Sounds great.
Never mind. I was just realizing I also need to open up the base D&D book.
Yeah, that's what I was doing while he was talking about his plan. I think I'm gonna go with Savant. They know hidden places, and they understand how to make maps, which are really challenging in this world.
Difficult to get something on paper when the thing you're trying to get on paper keeps moving.
Yes.
That goes for the trees.
And that there is no paper.
And there's no, it makes it infinitely harder.
It's so much harder when there's no paper.
But the idea behind the Savant is that they spend time scribbling on cave walls, which I do already as a spell skin, so it seems like it fits well together. So it gives you a set of map maker tools, the ability to use map maker tools, a set of common clothes, a half constructed talisman, whatever that means, a belt patch containing a whole bunch of stuff, chalk and dried berries and meat. Worth lots of trade. And the feature hidden talent allows you to find places out of sight, like an abandoned structure, unattended cave, or a quiet grove, in which to carry out your experiments, preparations, training, and research. Yep, totally me.
There's a lot of hidden groves and a lot of hidden caves throughout the world, because the last thing a spellskin wants is someone walking in while they're halfway through their mammoth mural and getting hit across the head with a mallet. Just no.
That'd be terrible.
Terrible. Last thing a druid wants is someone to burn down their grotto. Yeah.
Is there a tab for backgrounds on our sheets, or do we got to just put that?
I don't believe there's a tab.
I put it in bio and info, just the name of the background, and then like the tool proficiencies you can add, and the feature, if there is one, you can add to the character sheet. But like just the name of the background, there wasn't anywhere for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you want us to roll on these personality trait charts, or do you?
You can roll, you can pick them, you can make some up based on the ones listed there. It's less important to me that the traits line up with your background, and it's more important that they line up with the character you're trying to make.
Love randomness, but we're just gonna roll anyway. Let's see. 1d8. I smell faintly of brine and soot from the recent explosion to my latest experiment caused. Okay. It's fine. I think it works well with the race I think I want to do.
Oh wow. Spells is going to be annoying on the sheet.
Yeah.
I'll deal with that later.
Oh, nice. I'm actually a good person. That works out. Advancement. I seek to learn that I might better the lives of all. Oh, great. I'm an idealist. idealist guy in a cave drawing pictures that are and doing shortcuts onto his skin. I'm a programmer.
Future is well connected.
All right, fun. Bond. I find these charts can be hilariously fun too. If you haven't played a setting and it's a new background for a setting. Otherwise, I know the ones from standard D&D all too well and don't use them. I haven't read these charts, so I'm just rolling on them as we go. 3, a small and scattered group reveres me as their leader, and I must make contact with them to share my knowledge. Okay, interesting.
So for a lot of my D&D games, I like to bring in your flaws, bonds, and ideals into the game. It's not just like oh yeah, I have a lover somewhere across the way. It's like, no, if you have a club somewhere, they're gonna come over here at some point.
Awesome. I look pretty
So that scattered group is gonna look to you for aid at one point or another.
Awesome. And this kind of stuff aids to your campaign. So I'm all for that kind of stuff. It gives you more depth and more things to work with. Or, to dig our asses deeper into the problem we're making. Whatever works. And my flaw, the infamous flaw, here we go. I don't trust anyone, not after the way I was treated. Oh man.
Flaw. So we're gonna work on flaws first, correct? Yes.
I just rolled all my backgrounds for the hell of it. You don't have to do like he said, but
so
you're allowed to roll. You're allowed to make them up.
Roll. What list would we roll for flaws, man?
So for your background that you pick, there's a list of personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just roll once in each of those, and like I said, the randomness is just fun for me. So.
Yeah, I ended up with, I ask a lot of questions of strangers. How else will I hear new stories? Art, I live for the craft, which for me is storytelling or music. And I'm convinced of the truth of a tale that everyone else tells me is just a fable. I was going to ask Key about that one. And my flaw is I cannot keep a secret. Because, well, I mean, as a storyteller, I'm not ever supposed to tell a lie because words that I speak might come true. Like, that's the,
It's one part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think my flaw is I'm going to go with I tend to over spiritualize everything. So I lean into my spirit, like
everything is an omen.
Yes, thank you.
Right. There is no such thing as just a butterfly.
Yep. Like that butterfly just went past. It's a sign from the gods.
It's a sign from nature.
Yep.
Yes. I saw a monkey hanging in the trees. Clearly, Ko is after me for what I've done.
Yep. That's a good one. I like that one.
I am taking the one that everyone likes to interact with, right? All planning is stupid. Nothing can be predicted, so it's best to charge and react to whatever happens.
Oh, then.
That seems like a barbarian. Yeah, let's do it.
Wow. So what is exactly is the, I guess, evil gods in this world? Would that be Ko or?
Ko is not an evil god. He's just a very particular god. There are evil gods in the setting. There are technically evil gods who are trying to hold order in places, such as, if I'm not mistaken, the King of the Dead.
Okay.
trying to
So
get to the list of gods right now, so I can give you an example of an evil god who just is not orderly at all.
so I do have a. So I was thinking I have this feature for being a Seerphalite as well connected. So growing up, basically, they offered me the opportunity to interact with a powerful, basically a powerful person, whether it was a chieftain or god itself, the example it gives here, it's chieftain, a high shaman, or a god. So I was thinking that my bond, if it was okay with you, that I could use that feature and be well connected with like an evil god, and that could be, and he's always hunting me for something, you know. And that could be my, like, I'm always bound to that god, you know. And I guess I could replace my flaw, like I'm always bound to this evil person.
You could keep your original flaw and say that you can reflavor it as everything you see is an omen of your god.
Gotcha.
Is hunting
Ooh,
you down.
nice.
Okay, cool. I can do that.
If your god is like a goat god, then every time you see a goat is clearly a bad sign.
Ooh,
Right,
nice.
that
Goats
type of
are evil,
thing.
so that works out well.
Okay. But would the lore be able to back that up? Because
Even if
would-
there isn't a god that already exists for that, the land is filled with like lesser gods.
Okay.
Not all bear gods are created equal, sadly. There are some bear gods that are just kind of sleeping in their cave and just kind of do nothing. And then there are some that will rush outside and devour anyone who comes within a certain radius of the cave.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Right?
I guess that all depends on the god that you want me to attach myself to. If you want to choose it, or if you want me to do the research and choose it, it's up to you on that one.
Currently, the list of like pre-made gods is kind of slim. That's why in this book there is a section called "How to Create a God."
Ooh, okay.
So it isn't just me going like, "Oh yeah, we'll make one up." No, you're encouraged to make gods. You're encouraged to make tribes in this book.
Okay.
It is very much the world is unknown, go explore it setting.
Hell yes, I will do that. Oh, they're 237. Okie doke. I'll
I'll give
create
you
this
permission to
god.
look at that section and that section alone. There you go.
Okay.
But yeah, well, we can do that after character creation
Oh,
or
okay.
maybe off screen, depending on how people want to play it.
10-4. Oh,
Might make it a podcast episode. Who knows?
there you
Creating a
go.
God with Key and Jared.
Let's
Hey,
do
look,
it. I'm all for it.
You know what? You know what? You guys are both awesome. I'm biased because Jared's my brother, and I've actually met Key in person, so there's my biases. But don't sell you guys self short. Don't. You know, it's like giving away feet pics for free. You just don't do that on Twitch. You understand? So what you need to do is you need to take it and you need to go, hey, this is beyond the Patreon wall. Come visit us, and then you get the backgrounds of the, you know, the astral deity of the feet pics. I don't know.
Was it a weird example, but it checks out. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
So ideals. There we go.
We should probably go back to kinship soon.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just,
we're kind of doing this all over the place, but it's okay.
the world is chaos, and so are we. It's fine.
Exactly.
I think Key is chaos, and we are just following his wake. You know, that could be me.
I won't argue with that. I am
I
chaos.
didn't think you would.
91. Okay. So ideals and personality trait.
Out of curiosity, what bonds and ideals does our barbarian have? What other traits than the flaw? Yeah. Oh,
I have to unmute myself and make sure my kids are quiet. I apologize. Relatively quiet. They are also as us and chaos. So I took. You will be happy to know that I have taken your advice because it just sounded like chaotic fun and went down the path of Ko. And we are now worshiping the Ape Titan Ko. And my personality trait is I take the most interesting path, not the most direct. See, we're building a story with these here, you know. So my ideal is hope. I must believe that things can get better because this world ain't kind, and fuck those all in it. My bond, I am loyal to the Ape Clan, and I would call if called will go immediately. Hi, this is the exact opposite of what I wanted. Thank you. High five. Yeah. Are you okay? That's a big yawn for someone who was just choking. Okay. And then for my flaws, all planning is stupid. Nothing can be predicted. So it's best to charge in and react to whatever happens. Much like this game, my life is chaos.
It got crazy over there.
yeah.
One of the human in the kinships doesn't list any traits. I assume that to mean that it's copying from the base human traits then, like for ability scores and stuff.
Everything that is stated in the book for the pre-existing kinships, like humans, gnomes, halflings, dragonborn, they're all the basic 5e stuff. So if you have the book, open it up. I think it's available online as part of just the D&D quick start, jump start, get it off wizardsofthecoast.com.
I think D&D Beyond, actually, you can look at a lot of that for free too.
Yes. He says as he's typing in his stuff into Beyond as well. Because I would work like that.
All of the kinships do have an origin or other additional quirky trait that you can add to your character. So for halflings, it's their brand of silence. For elves, it's how they wander. For humans, it's their origin. And for Dragonborn, it's what they're confident about. So you get an additional trait with your kinship.
Personality traits.
Are there any new feats in the Planegea book?
That is a good question. I saw a lot of new mechanics that can be added in at one's leisure, but I'm not sure if there are any feats. I have to look.
It doesn't appear so. 5e seems to have kind of gone away from feats anyway, so.
I do know that for humans, there's an additional trait that they get to reflect how they're beast tamers.
Yeah, that's one of the variant options. You can just add it if you want to. I thought that was a cool idea, but I didn't take animal handling as a skill, so. But I might. Just because of that.
I think I found a proper companion to the Eldritch Knight here. Path of the Far Striker Barbarian. So if I throw something, right, I get bonuses, and that's really cool. And then, like, I get dashing and long range jump too. And with Eldritch Knight, I can't be disarmed, and all my stuff just pops back in my hand. So I could do it again for a bonus action.
Oh my god.
Sounds really cool. It sounds really cool. I'm not sure what level of Eldritch Knight you have to take, but
Level 7.
I was level 7 in the other one, yeah.
So I
level
think
7
I
to
might.
get cantrips. I think 6, maybe. I don't know. Take a look.
So I think I have my personality trait, my ideas, and my bonds. So my personality trait, I kind of made one up, cautious, where basically he always has to make sure that his safety is for sure. He doesn't care. He cares about everybody else, but he comes first when it comes to his safety, you know? So he's very cautious. And then my ideas, I put life is short and the gods are foolish, so let's have a good time while we can.
So a hedonistic druid.
Yeah. Hedonistic. Heathenistic?
A hedonistic heathen.
So I looked that up. You only need 3rd level. The weapon bond is 3rd level in fighter. Though as a barbarian, you sacrifice all the cantrips and the spells for the most part. But you get that. And action surge. That's got to be worth something. Okay, so what were we doing?
I'm just going with human. I think it
So
makes the
we're
most
on to
sense for
kinships.
the storyteller to just be kind of accepted everywhere. Wanderer of cultures. Collector of stories.
In most clans, kinship isn't really there's no bias in most clans, save for like maybe a Saurian looking at all the other flesh beings and going, ew.
Mhm.
You have no scales? Ew. But for the most part, there's no, like, elves aren't welcome here because of this, that, or the other thing. In some clans, certainly, but most, no. I remembered correctly. Pretty sure that's what it said. So we have a human.
Oops, hormone.
Okay. So where are we all at?
I'm still picking.
We're
Now
at 5:30.
Kinships. We're
I
at
think
5:30.
I think I'm gonna go with half ooze as my kinship, just because that's just so interesting. Though you haven't read, the half oozes are actual sentient oozes that have taken over a dead body as a host.
That's cool.
And they alter that body dramatically. It becomes a little colored, and usually in the case of some of them, it can spit acid or be sticky or even be more magical. Let's see what else. They must eat dramatic amounts of food because, well, they're a parasite. Their limbs are pseudopodic, which basically means I can choose to either grow my arms out for reach or grow my legs out for an extra 10 feet of movement if I want to stand out as a crowd, but I can do that. They're also rubbery, so they can fit through small spaces. And they gain memories of the host. So they actually get extra skills from the host. So you can usually get random skills depending on what you pick up. I really wanted to play a sticky one because it just cracks me up as he's just sticky. They get bonuses to sleight of hand, except sticky fingers. But they get climb as a standard movement. Initially, I was thinking rogue. I could be awesome for a rogue, but if I'm playing a spellskin, it may not work so well. The acidic ones, when they take damage from melee attack within 5 feet, they use a reaction to deal acid damage to the attacker, equal to your level. That's kind of neat. Ew! He's gross. He's all over me. Yeah. And they're the magic variants, which have cantrips already baked into their skin.
Don't talk to about Knackle like that. He's my friend.
And magical half-oozes are purple. I know one cantrip of my choice from the wizard spell list. And again, Prison Arcana, which I already have. So, I think I may go with sticky still because that's just entertaining. And quick exit. I'm climbing that tree because I can. Or that cliff face. Or that person. Although a spellskin who drops acid at people who hit him is hilarious. Wizards are afraid of being hit in combat, right? I'm not afraid of being hit in combat. I'm sorry, spellskin. I'm used to saying it. Spellskins would be afraid to be hit in combat because they tend to be weaker than everybody else. Well, this one's not afraid to be hit in combat because he hurts everybody around him.
The Drays. They sound cool.
They are cool. You should definitely play one of those. You're a living tree, man. That'd be badass.
That would be.
A human, a living tree, a half ooze, and whatever John's playing.
I almost sound tertiary at that point.
Well, no, because you're going to play something awesome no matter what it is. I don't know what you're playing. Put you in there.
I don't know either.
There are the God marked, which might be something to consider. They're basically tieflings, but with more the flavor of a god has marked you and changed you.
I mean, I was thinking about the awesome drawing on our Roll20 page, and it made me think that John should be playing, a Saurian, since he basically drew himself, attacking weaker people. Totally be you're a dinosaur barbarian, man. I mean, you can't argue with that, right?
And those who do don't argue for very long.
Exactly. I think it'd be really cool. I think it's a good chance for us to play the unique races, if we can help that, just because they're great for the setting, and would definitely show them off. And there's a lot written on the Saurians in the book, so
they're all new races, practically. Like the flavors are all changing, but these ones, these ones are special.
The unique ones are always cool to play. That's why I was like, the half-ooze, I wouldn't really play a race like that, but man, it just sounds so interesting that it's hard to pass up playing a really wacky race as now, and also a wacky wizard class. So, what do you guys think? Should I play the wizard version of the half-ooze, or should I go for sticky or acidic? Those are three great choices. I don't know where to go with that.
I think you should go with half-ooze.
Yeah, what are the sub races though? Do you think? I mean, like this thing. There's the sticky one, there's the acidic one, or there's the magic one.
Oh, that's
magic gives me a free cantrip, but it doubles up on the fact that I'll get Arcana twice as part of my background. That's the only downside of that.
So one thing I do for my games is if you get a skill proficiency you already have, you can just pick another skill proficiency.
Okay. That's fine.
If you get a double tool proficiency, just pick another tool proficiency that you picked up somewhere along the way.
Okay, so I'm thinking, since it'll really go with the background I'm trying to go with, I haven't said any, like, I haven't, I'm not for sure, but I might go with a God marked because it kind of matches my
Right.
background that I got going on with
Because the evil god
god shit.
chasing you. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
So were you marked by this evil god?
that's what I was thinking, being marked by it, and that I'm bound to this evil god, and I'm always on the run because of it.
One of the fun things from the Half-Foos is languages I can speak common. I can understand one of the language, but I can't speak it, which means I picked it up from my host. I understand Elvish. I don't know why, but I do.
So I do have another question. With the god marked, they're basically tieflings, correct? Or
Mechanically,
different?
they're
Sorry, go on.
tieflings. There's a lot of reflavoring.
Okay.
I'd have to take a look at like a deeper look into what is presented here and then presented for tieflings in original 5e. Because I know there were a lot of new tieflings in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes.
Oh yeah. Still interesting, yeah. Yeah, I think you definitely the god marked. I think you're right. It does fit what you want to do for your background. And looking at them, I think you're dead on with that.
I think so too. I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to go with the god marked. Race god marked.
You know what? I do like the idea of being a small dinosaur. That just
Awesome.
appeals to me as a 5-year-old. So as a age 31 5-year-old, I'm gonna be a dinosaur and I'm gonna throw dinosaurs at dinosaurs.
Badass.
It's gonna be great.
Here, I'm going to throw a T-Rex at your face. Ugh.
Have Velociraptor! Ha!
Here, hold
See,
my
I'm
cousin.
I'm not actually throwing javelins in this case. I'm throwing live Velociraptor babies.
Oh, no.
That does bring me to something. There is a dinosaur in this game that is known for being a kamikaze attacker. It just, no regard for its own life, attacks whatever prey it wants and usually dies because of it.
That sounds perfect. I have somehow figured out how I have somehow figured out how to not even tame, playsate these beings so that I can throw them and then they just like die right there and they go attacking. You know, this is like Blue, right? Blue.
That's nice.
latching onto the big rip Blue, by the way. Poor girl.
The Saurian, there are sub-kinships, we'll say. There's Sharpfang, which are natural-born hunters. There's the Leatherwing that can fly. There's the Hammertail, which have a higher AC and a hammer tail to strike with. And there's the Webfoot, which are aquatic.
Is the hammer strike on the tail a bonus action?
Is a natural weapon with a reach of 10 feet, which you can use to make unarmed strikes. If you hit, you deal 1d4 plus your strength modifier instead of the normal bludgeoning damage for an unarmed strike. So you hit good.
You hit real good. I think I want to fly. I think. Because that sounds, a flying barbarian sounds terrifying.
Oh man. Yes,
No.
yes, do that.
With the
we-
leather wing, your flight requires the use of both your arms, but it's a fly speed of 45 feet.
Give him
And you can
mouth.
use your action to make
Okay.
a grapple check against another creature.
Oh dear
If you
God.
succeed, you may pick them up and lift them away with no penalty to your speed.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna do this.
terrified now of your character. This is great.
So
I love it.
so
You also
I
count
can-
as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity.
so I can stow my axe. Fly up to somebody, grapple them, get my axe back out, beat him in the face, put the axe away, and start flying again. You know what? I think this sounds amazing. We're gonna do this. Let's see.
Better yet, if you're with the Barbarian
Web-
Far Striker, you can throw your axe, fly up there, grab them, use the axe again. Now that you're up there, bash them,
Oh
Can you
dear
just
God.
take your axe back, and fly away.
Oh my
Dumb.
god. That is very, yeah. That's a
You
great
know what?
idea.
You know what? I love it when a good plan comes together.
So I do have a question in terms of subclasses for me. And the God Mark, is that just regular 5e tiefling stuff or
With the Tiefling, it's regular 5e stuff. Whatever you pick will likely inform a bit about what God marked you in this way.
okay.
So a lot of the themes for like the Glazia Tiefling might pop up in this God if you picked that form of Tiefling.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I think that is a good note to go on break on.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Excellent.
Be back in 10 minutes.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Welcome back. I believe we were just about done through picking kinships and our backgrounds and class stuff.
I'd say so.
Yeah, almost done.
So far, we have a half ooze spell skin, a human chanter, a Saurian barbarian of the Ape Clan, and a druid who has been marked by a god.
Bloodline. I'm also going to choose my bloodline. I'm going to do bloodline of Asmodus for my character.
Nice.
Yes.
So I'm loving the flavor and I love the utility my Saurian gives me. So I am super happy with that.
So I got the Thaumaturge cantrip.
I'm gonna be a super intelligent and charismatic barbarian because that's the that's the Leatherwing traits. It's gonna be great.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Does this proficiencies, custom skills? This doesn't have a thing for cantrips, doesn't it?
Those would be the level 0 spells on the sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All you have to know is Firebolt until level 3. They're third level spells.
Well, no, I get
Pick Fireball.
with my bloodline. I get the Thaumaturge cantrip, which basically gives me a whole list of stuff I can little shit that I can do, and then more after that.
So I have done my backgrounds. I have done basically everything? Question mark.
Yeah, I'm not worried about
There.
spells. That's my biggest thing, I think.
We also need to do hit points, armor class, and all that good stuff too.
So your armor class for you probably is going to be your Dex plus 10.
Excellent. On you.
One of the things about this setting that a druid might want to keep in mind, normally the druid's whole restriction is that they can't use metal, but there's no metal in this setting, so you can use whatever you'd like.
Oh.
Yeah.
For armor class?
For when you get armor and weapons,
Gotcha.
which would alter your armor class and what your approach to combat might be.
Just saying, anybody.
Yeah, is there
uses
like an
armor
equipment section for
is a
armor and
coward.
arms?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
There is. There aren't a lot of new weapons, and the armor that's provided is mostly the same as OG D&D, but with some price changes or material changes. Like, all of the heavy armor gives disadvantage to stealth. It's the same general thing there. Most weapons from OG D&D can be used again because it's kind of hard to reinvent the club. Yet, we managed to do it in Planegea. It was hard, but we have the club sword. It is a 1d8 versatile weapon, similar to a longsword, but it is a club.
I mean, that makes sense because like you got a bunch of people hammering on stuff trying to figure out what a sword is, and you just make a bunch of clubs for a while.
There's also the Hammerstone, which is a very cheap but very heavy weapon. It is 36 pounds. It deals 1d10 damage. It is heavy, two-handed, and a thrown weapon. I think you know what that's supposed to be used for.
Wait, hold on. A thrown weapon,
It is a
36
thrown
pounds.
36-pound weapon that deals 1d10 damage.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt no matter who you are.
Okay, I was gonna take greatsword, but hammerstone's just gonna be what I'm using now. Okay, so my range is 40 and 120. Good to know.
There's also a couple of simple weapons, new simple weapons, such as the Antler Claw, which is you take an antler, you make it a knife essentially, and you just slash with it. It's a finesse light weapon that could be used in place of a dagger.
Okay.
There's
What was that one?
a war club. There's the Antler Claw. It's very cheap to make. It's a 1d4 slashing weapon. It's 1 pound, and it's got finesse and light. It's in the Discord if you'd like to take a look at that and all the other weapons, like the boomerang that does 1d8 bludgeoning damage, and pretty sure it does come back.
Nice.
Yeah, at the end of your turn, unless its path is heavily obstructed.
Also with a boomerang. I like that.
There's also a saw, which does 1d6 piercing and 1d6 slashing.
Is the antler claw piercing? Sorry.
The Antler Claw is slashing.
Makes sense, I guess.
So can I have both a hammerstone and a boomerang?
Right, so for equipment, here's what I'll say. Everyone, please roll 4d4. Not even going to look at too many tables for this. Just
All right, can do.
You said 4?
whatever you get, multiply it by 10, and that's the amount of PS you could feasibly use to get things, in addition to whatever you got in your backgrounds.
See, I was really good at hunting. So I got 110.
Things
hoarding-
like boomerangs.
It's a hoarding dinosaur.
Things like boomerangs are like 25 PS, so you're not going to be able to get too many different things before running out.
Right.
That's fair.
Things like hide armor is 10 PS right there. A bone shirt is 50.
I assume armor still has an arcane spell chance failure or whatever.
If you are not proficient in the armor you're wearing, you cannot cast spells. I think that's what it was for 5e.
But otherwise, you're fine.
Yeah. If you were proficient in heavy armor, you could run around in that heavy armor and cast Firebolt with ease.
Okay, so what was my question? I had a question. What was I going to say, man? Oh yes. My health. What's the roll for my health?
So for level 1, it would be stated in your class as something like 8 plus your Constitution modifier.
Okay. 8 plus.
For Barbarian, it's 12 plus Constitution. For Spell Skin, I want to say it's 6 plus Constitution. And then for Chanter and Druid, I want to say it's an 8. But I'll have to double check that one.
Oh, I'm going to be squishy.
Now, you would be squishy, but with Wild Shape, you get all of the health of the creature added on top.
Good point.
Yeah, you get to use up your wild shape until you run out of hit points. Pretty fair.
Squishy, but not too squishy.
So mine would be 8 plus con, correct?
Your Constitution modifier, yep.
So I only have 8 hit points. I didn't put anything in my con. Went to Dex, Wisdom, and Intelligence.
Don't forget your racial modifiers too for your stats.
What'd you say?
Don't forget your racial modifiers for your stats.
Oh, I forgot about that. Those aren't gonna say anything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up in the main book because that's probably a tiefling thing.
Or
I can look those up for you. Hang on a sec.
if it's the original tiefling, it's +2
Tieflings are-
charisma
Got it.
and
+1
+1
intelligence.
intelligence. Right on the tip of my tongue.
Okay, so what was it?
+2 charisma, +1 intelligence.
Okay, so 13 charisma and then +2 intelligence, you said?
+1 intelligence.
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my race modifiers. And then we don't have I don't have a sub race. Well, would God marked technically
God
be a sub
marked.
race?
God marked would be your race.
Okay,
It would be what tiefling is renamed as.
gotcha.
The bloodline of Asmodeus, which is what the original tiefling was made into,
Yes.
is the subrace in a way.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're just reading it out of the player's handbook, you have your subrace and everything right there.
Gotcha. I do not have that open right now, but I really don't need it currently. But I'm going to need it for spells.
Speaking of spells, I believe
There's
I have
some
picked
new
my.
spells.
I did look at the new spells. There was one new bard spell that was kind of interesting, but I chose to go with a standard complement of utility stuff like comprehend languages, identify, cure wounds, and I picked up another one called Dissonant Whispers, which is a attack spell.
Classic. I like it.
So, would druids carry a staff or any simple weapon? Or a weapon?
Yeah, quarterstaff is a
Simple weapons,
common.
certainly, yeah.
Quarterstaff is definitely a common druid weapon too.
For druid, you just need to pick cantrips, and then you can select your leveled spells
Gotcha.
every
that's
long
what
rest. Right, you can change them up every day.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd pick them, but then you can change them every time you take a long rest.
Okay, that's cool.
As opposed to the wizard who learns them and then
Spend
what he
that's
slots.
the stuff they have.
Yeah, but you
then
get
they can go to for spell skins specifically. You can find other caves of other spell skins and read their murals and spend like a day or two in there, tattoo the notes onto your skin, and now you have that spell in addition to everything else you would have learned.
One of the spells for spell skins or first level spell is time slip. It allows basically it's a wisdom attack, and it forces people to believe whatever time of day you want them to believe it is. Oh, it's time to sleep. Oh, kind of a neat idea, but I love that small details that can be really effective in a setting like this. It's nighttime. Nighttime is a bad time to be outside, right?
You could convince someone it's daytime and they need to go out into the middle of the night to get food for the tribe so you don't starve, but it's
that's just terrifying.
completely oblivious to the fact they can't see anything. And they're just like, huh, it's cloudy out, huh?
I didn't pick my cantrips and my spells. I don't think I would take time slip as a spell just yet. I'm not sure about that, but
So druid has 2 cantrips and a level 1 spell. Okay.
For the cantrips, there are 2 new cantrips in the this new book.
There are?
One called Form Weapon and one called Sense Whispers. So yeah. Form Weapon is a bonus action.
Okay, sorry. I have a cantrip that is given to me by the bloodline of Asmodeus. Would I get that plus the 2 cantrips that I have now, or do I just get 1 cantrip? Okay.
They're all in addition. If you get an additional cantrip somewhere, that's an additional cantrip. That's not a replaced cantrip.
Sweet. Okay. And I don't believe I get a racial cantrip from a tiefling, would I? I don't.
From tiefling, you get thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. Okay, and I already got that through my bloodline. So, could I choose it? Could I possibly choose another cantrip if it doubles?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Honestly, I'm thinking that I'm not going to have a weapon, but I really like that cantrip you have of make weapon. And I think that'll be my weapon. I think that'll be a cool idea.
I'll be right back.
That's what I'll do. Okay.
It lasts for a minute and you make it from the natural world around you. So if you're in a graveyard, you can make a bone sword pretty easily. If you're in a grassy field, grass whip.
Is it an instant one?
It is a bonus action, so you can do that in addition to a attack.
Also, I could literally stab someone with a different weapon every turn, correct? Because it's only 1 minute, correct?
The previous weapon falls apart when you cast it again, but yeah, you can make a new weapon every turn.
Nice.
Alternatively, you could make a thrown weapon for your barbarian friend and hand it off to him throw every turn.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I like it. That's what I'm going to do. I like that. Okay, so spells 100. Are there any new, like, level 1 spells that are noticeable, you know?
Not for Druid, no. Majority of the spells that are in this book. Oh, there's one. There's one level 1 spell. I'm a liar. Bite Back. Essentially, it's a reaction that when you get hit by a melee attack, a spiritual beast rises from the wound and hits your attacker for 3d8 damage.
That's really cool. I like that a lot.
Like Hellish Rebuke, but only for melee attacks.
Okay. Hierarchy. Clan tools. So in terms of civilization, the most you're going to... Sorry, go on.
In terms of civilization, we have no civilization.
Okay.
There is the Edgegather City, and that's about it. And even then, calling that a city is pushing it. There's the giant cities, which you don't want to go to those. They enslave the tiny humanoids.
That's not good. Backgrounds, spells, 100 altered spells, blood magic. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
All right. So cantrips picked. Just for reference, I'm going to go with Firebolt because what the spells kid wouldn't want to throw fire. Create Bonfire because hey, we need one. I think that's gonna be an awesome spell for this kind of setting. I'm not sure if that's going to last long enough to be worth it. What's the that's How long does that last? 1 minute. Create a bonfire for 1 minute. Maybe not a good idea. Oh crap.
I just want to let you all know as my spell casting, I took throw axe and throw axe harder.
Ooh, throw axe harder. That sounds fun.
That actually reminds me of a character that I saw someone play in a actual play. He was a fighter, like took all the fighter skills, but he thought he was a wizard who was casting, sword and slash.
Oh
and
dear.
it was great.
Cast swing sword at level
Yeah.
5. Take that.
So I think I'm going to take the cantrip form weapon. Then I don't think I'm going to take the cantrip sense whispers. Then I'll take the first level bite back. I like that.
We had a question from chat, by the way.
Cool.
In Twitch chat, someone had asked if we have an advanced copy of the book, or is this the version that was posted?
Oh, is the book available right now?
No,
we
this
have there's one on the Kickstarter that's about 30 pages, just giving you a pitch of the setting and everything. We do have an advanced copy with the long list of spells and some subclasses and a lot of detail for GMs to dig through.
Cool.
So getting sneak peeks at the things that'll be in the full book when it does get released.
That's why it's worthwhile listening to what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Get to hear about some wonderful spells, such as the Fury of Twer.
Or form weapon.
Form weapon. The Gaze of Gleh.
Glah.
Gleh.
I love it.
Gleh, who does not blink. They are Gleh the Unblinking, and they are the god of the Lion Clan. Just a bit of a lore dump for this setting. There are 3 large clans that kind of exist throughout a vast majority of the world. They are the Ape Clan, the Lion Clan, and the Bear Clan. They all have their own patron god that a majority of them at least believe exists. Right? No one's questioning that in these clans. And they're all known as the brother clans, where generally speaking, they help each other out. And every year they have a ritual war between themselves. So every year, these 3 massive clans just go to war. And then after the war, they all shake hands and have a feast.
You know what? That's a pretty good way to sell your disputes.
Yeah,
Let's just kill everybody for a day. It sounds like that honestly sounds like an ancient purge.
It's like a solid month of just war, and then at the end, everything's fine.
That's awesome.
Or somebody has a grudge against somebody for killing their brother. But...
All right. We're going to do form weapon copy for cantrip.
Take time slip, why not? Setting spell, we're gonna test it out. Let's see. Does anyone have a favorite weird first level spell they like?
I really like the bite back.
Well, for wizards, I'm sorry, for wizards.
Oh, gotcha.
OG D&D. There's Hunter's Mark for me, and there's a story behind it for why it's my favorite spell. I was once in a campaign playing a ranger, and at one point I had just said that the verbal component for casting it was gotcha bitch, and stuck for 6 months after that. I could not live that down.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
It was like immediately after saying gotcha bitch while using that spell for the first time, I one-shot an enemy. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, are you using? Do you have magic missile?
Yeah, I'm gonna put magic missile in there. Currently, my list is I have a 6 of first level spells, but I'm looking at the list and just kind of decide if I want to do. And I've got alarm, chromatic orb, mage armor, magic missile, sleep, and time slip.
Okay.
I don't know if it's
Detect magic might be nice for one of us to have too.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
I don't know if it's technically a favorite of anybody's or an off the wall pick, but Witch Bolt always is a favorite of mine.
Which
Just because I get to make the make the joke. Witch Bolt, this bolt. Oh, it's great.
Well, when you are good at higher levels,
so
it's always
funny.
a fun spell too. Okay, I've got these 3 guys under control. Let's just do more damage every round. I'll just stand here and just deal it out. Just keep me defended.
All right, nobody else move.
Yeah. So okay. Alarm suite seems to be just too good to get rid of.
Yep.
I'll drop time slip and take detect magic. No.
I mean, we don't have to. I'll end up taking detect magic. I'll get more spells.
You sure?
Yeah.
Something to consider is that the druid's spell list is flexible. So there's a heavy chance that if you don't have something and it's needed,
yeah, druid might be
can
able
pick it up.
Longstrider is another interesting one, but not necessarily for yourself, right? It's cool.
Right. Okay, I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will drop alarm and keep detect magic. I mean, it's expensive for a wizard to cast that 'cause it's a first level spell, and it's a kind of a pain. But
do remember that the spell costs of like monetary items can be paid with blood.
Oh, I didn't mean my monetary. I mean just it takes a spell slot.
Oh yeah.
No, rituals don't.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a ritual. I forgot it's a ritual. Yeah. So that's a ritual. Yeah. Okay. Then I will take that. So chromatic orb, detect magic, mage armor, magic missile, sleep, and time slip. With the 4, 1, 2, 3. I have 4 cantrips. I have firebolt, mold earth, light, and toll the dead.
I like that.
Mold earth just seems like perfect for what the setting is, and so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Very, very like I use mold earth in my shaman to just tell stories.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
This is a very it was a very Conan-esque style game. It's still running, Scarred Lands. And like I would tell stories by literally shaping the earth, and everybody could sit down and we have Devok's story time. It was really cool. I enjoyed that. That's a story about mold earth. Or shape earth. Yeah, so one of these days, not this obviously not this campaign, but one of these days I'm going to make a Barbarian Druid, and I'm going to make him take Path of the Totem Warrior and be a bear, transform him into a bear, have resistance to every damage type except psychic, and have the bear's like stats on top of that, so that you have to chew through the bear to get to me, and then I shapeshift again, chew through the bear to get and you take half damage for everything. That's a nightmare. That is just a nightmare.
So I have a handful of questions for each person. maybe one or two.
Fire
Okay, so
away.
I have an answer for all of them right now. It's called axe.
Oh yeah.
That's the punchline. Just
All right.
Can't argue with
To our
that.
barbarian.
sorry, it's very cringeworthy. What was
To our
that?
barbarian. Here's a question that your axe might not be able to answer directly. In the service of the Ape Clan and Taco, who was the individual that you had to stop that you regret the most? Who was the individual you had to plunge your axe into that you regret the most? Maybe as part of a raiding party. Maybe someone that a superior told you had to kill for Co.
Actually, I think like in the communal sense, I think the Saurians are very honorable. You know, they have a very, like, to me at least, they have a very like Klingon vibe, right? And so my answer is going to be a raging little goblin throwing wooden pieces around everywhere. Okay, anyway, so my answer is going to be, I think this happened during the war we were talking about. You said it was every 4 years?
Every year or so.
Oh, every year. So it's an annual thing. It's just like 2 months of bloodshed and then we're fine. So I think this was actually during that war, and I think it was fighting a I'm level 1, so I don't want to go fucking commander, but he was fighting another barbarian of the Lion Clan, and like it was bad enough that I came out, but I came out with like a gash down my arm, and there was just like blood everywhere. You couldn't really tell if it was mine or not. Like my face was fucked up, like gashes all over the place, and just like blood pouring down. I passed out. My combatant passed out, and then like I was just the lucky one to get back up. I don't think there was a clear winner, and I regret killing him because I want to raise him to kill him again.
For our druid.
What's that?
Were you destined to be marked by this god, or was there another life that you could have had if that god didn't try and select you for some destiny or whatever the god did to you?
Definitely the latter. He was he had no choice. It was forced upon him by this god.
Hold on, my computer just did some weird things.
Oof, Lord, it did.
No.
Zoom seems broken at the moment.
Gremlins.
We're still getting audio, I think. But...
Yep, still have audio. I can see you guys.
All right, well,
Yep.
quick tech. I'm going to throw us to the Be Right Back screen because I think we might have to relog. So 1 second. All right, hopefully we're fixed. Looks good.
I think we're back. For those who might be joining us now,
Yeah, we're back.
We've finished actual putting notes on paper for who our characters are, and I'm asking the hard-hitting questions now.
But
yeah,
to
looks like we're back. Yeah.
Finish my thing. Yeah, he was definitely forced upon it, but there was some choices that he made that brought this upon him.
Okay. To our half ooze.
Who has come before?
Who has come before? Is there many half oozes, if they try really hard enough, can get a glimpse into the person they were? What is one memory that you have managed to get through squeezing really hard that you remember from this person's life?
This human's life was troubled because they were able to see things beyond from what their tribe could, and they were mocked for it, and they were beaten for it, and eventually driven from their own people for it into the jungle at night, and they were able to find a cave and take care of themselves. But they harbor a dislike of humans for how they were treated, and it's passed on to the ooze. In fact, the human body he has or they have is a constant reminder of how awful humans are to other humans, and so it bothers the ooze. He doesn't trust humans. Not that he won't trust humans, because our bard is human, obviously, but he has an instant distrust of humans. Why we're spending time hanging out with the Saurians and their god.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
About one of my spells. So there's this cantrip, create bonfire. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Could that be a utility spell?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay,
it can be
you wave your hands and make a fire. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
it only lasts for a minute, but it depends how you want to use it. It can be used for all kinds of things.
The bonfire itself lasts for a minute, but the things you throw in there that catch fire will remain. So that's how I'm planning to rule it. If you set a bunch of wood on fire with create bonfire, it's going to last.
Okay.
If you just kind of throw it onto a dirt floor, after that minute, it's going to dissipate because dirt does not burn easily.
Good point. Okay. Then yes, thank you. That's going to be my other cantrip. Thank you.
To our chanter. Your flaw is that you can't keep a secret. What would have been a time that you being unable to keep a secret cost someone else something? Could have been a friend, could have been a rival, could have been a stranger. Could have been small, could have been big.
Basically, I ended up taking a story that was not mine and repeating it, but it because of that, I ended up like leaking the plans for an attack to some enemies, because I knew something I shouldn't have, and they figured it out.
So
for like a warring clan or something.
Maybe it was during one of these yearly brotherly wars. And you inadvertently turned the tide of a whole raid.
Sounds good. By having told the story before it should have been told. Yeah.
To our barbarian again. The Saurians have a very close relationship with the dead. And you have killed someone that you have said that you want to one day maybe bring back so you can kill again. Do you sometimes hear that person, that individual that you had killed during the war?
Yeah, actually, I think I do. I think we fought enough times, and this person, like, it definitely wasn't my first foray into fighting, and I know it wasn't his. And we exchanged words, and as you're exchanging words with or exchanging blows with fighters of our martial status, like it can be very hard to gain an upper hand, and so we were going at it for at least 10 minutes. And I do hear him every once in a while, or at least I hear what I think he would say. It's probably just my interpretation under his voice, and it is me imposing on what I think he would say, like stand upright, keep your shoulders back, never, don't show weakness, only forward, and that's stuff that I'm telling myself, but I'm transposing his voice onto it, if that makes sense. Because clearly I didn't know this man very well.
Now,
right. But
that is a nice psychological angle to take with it, and I love it. But with Saurians, they actually do hear the dead. That is actually a thing they just kind of do. They hear their ancestors in the night. They hear when someone was murdered in the middle of the woods, and they hear that ghost constantly, which is the main reason why I ask. But yeah.
I think, and I think that's a beautiful thing, and I think like a lot of it is me transposing himself, but every once in a while, I can't get a real conversation in, but I do hear, like a laughter on the wind, or stand up when I'm, falling to my knees that I can't take it anymore. I think that's, I like that.
So he's encouraging.
I think it's, I think it was a very, yeah, I don't think there was no animosity between the two, and I think we just went at each other with everything we had, because we knew it was going to be us or them. And I think during that fight we found a kindred spirit in each other, and I like that. Yeah.
To our flipping through pages for my notes here. Cool. All right, gonna mix up the order a little. For our spell skin, your bond is that you have a small group who a small and scattered group that reveres you as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they revere you as a leader? Was there a certain moment in time that you helped them get through, or is it your natural brilliance or charisma that draws them to you?
Definitely not my magic, but my charisma. Not the most likable kind of thing, but they were probably a lesser race or a weaker race. I don't know. They were probably being attacked by humans. They're probably being attacked by humans, and I stepped in to help them when nothing else would. Let's say like it's a small family of orcs. and I stepped in to help them when they were being attacked by humans.
That
when
is
no
a
one else
thing
would.
we didn't really discuss too much. Orcs.
I know they're part of the setting.
They are a playable race in this setting, full on. Everyone's equal, like except goblins, because goblins are
Goblins are goblins.
Goblins are goblins. Sorry. But yeah, a lot of orcs have spiritual unrest within them. They're very spiritual and they're very proud hunters. So if this is a group of orcs that follow you, perhaps they're fellow spellskins who are not accepted in the traditional orc society.
Nice, I like that.
That might be a bit more rigid than humans in terms of spellskins. Where you were chased out, they might like publicly execute them in a pit with a lion or something. If you go with like orcs.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's great. And help us expand upon that in the setting. Orc spellskin family. Hunted by everybody.
It's also kind of funny with your name, because I'm assuming you didn't read over the orcish names bit, because their naming structure is verbs. Their naming structure is like seek, smash.
That's probably
your name
that may be why
has come before.
They came up with this idea, because I haven't determined a gender for the. I don't think that you should have a gender. It's news. That they and the way the oozes name themselves is usually about what they are. So this one sees itself as the first of a line, because it was created by the person whose skin it inhabits, and so it's who has come before. I'm the first, and they may have given them the words to actually explain what he was when he told what they were when they told him their story. That's good. That works out well. I like that.
Yeah.
Good call. I'll work on a group name or a tribe name for them.
Yeah. For a lot of tribes, it is an animal that they sort of emulate. So you could pick a dinosaur. You could pick. Sometimes it's an animal. So a few of the gods that are mentioned here just have something. They have a niche to them, right?
It should be something small, because they don't think of themselves as being important, because they've been cast out by their society, but they are important to the grand scheme of things. And so a small creature that actually fulfills a huge role is important, I think.
Spider.
A spider, that's good. I was thinking dung beetle, but spider's better.
Dung beetle, we moved the shit.
Hey, can't get along without that for too long. I'll find a fancier name than just spider, but yeah, that's cool. I like that.
So, back to our druid. You have a lot of personality traits and bonds that suggest someone careful, but your ideal is to have fun and be carefree. Was there a moment in time where you were fully carefree and then something happened that pushed you to being careful, or is it the other way around, where you were mostly careful, but then the gods wronged you in some way and you just kind of said, fuck it?
Definitely the latter, because he's the gods, I would say, yeah, definitely the latter, because in his mind, because to him, the gods are kind of like all in a way connected. And I think to him, he asked himself, why did the good gods let this bad god do this to me? So in a way, he's like, fuck it. Yes, I am still bound to this evil god. And for that, I have to be careful where I go, what I do. I can't be in one place for too long or else he'll catch up with me. But while I'm on the road, I'm going to ignore the rest of the gods because they have ignored me.
Mm.
And I'm going to be boisterous. I'm going to be a little bit more carefree and a little bit more relaxed when I can be. So when I'm in the inn, when I'm at the inn, I'll have a drink. When I'm going from fort or tribe to tribe, running from this thing, I'm going to indulge into the finer things in life. So,
Yeah, I dig it.
thank you.
And for our chanter. We don't quite know what the tale is that is your bond, that one tale that everyone tells you is false, that you believe is true. I think we could get into perhaps a bit about the person who might have told you that tale, or where you got that tale to begin with. Do you have any sort of ideas for who that could have been? Like, is it another chanter? Could it be maybe a druid in disguise? Like, from a meta perspective, not even what your character knows.
So Alistair is definitely the type that's going to wander around looking for stories from all the cultures. So just, one day while sharing a camp with a traveler, sharing stories about their history and whatnot. Yeah. I think that would probably be the situation in which I would likely pick up something that sound like some old dragon lore. Like what they thought was going to come true in, the next decade or something. Some legend that like someone's going to pull a sword out of a stone or, something similar.
Someone will pull a blade from a stone and slay a dragon. It's like one of those cliche stories. Yep. But everyone else is like, no, that would never happen. Why would you even say that? Yeah. And quick bonus round. Okay.
Bonus round.
Barbarian.
Yes.
What do you think about bees?
Terrified.
Terrifying. Cool. The Bear Clan is obsessed with bees to the point where they put beehives everywhere.
Go for it.
I'm making it my personal vendetta to kill them all now.
Okay.
All the Bear Clan must die.
Second bonus question. Was that person you regret killing part of Bear Clan, or were they in Lion Clan? I think you might have said it at one point. I just want to double check.
I said they were in Lion, but if it makes more sense to go Bear, let's go Bear, and then I can just kill them all.
It's completely up to you, but yeah.
No, I think he has a greater respect for the Lion Clan because they don't fucking put bees everywhere. So and that would be the only way he was amenable to this person on the battlefield. He found a kindred spirit in that person. That couldn't happen with a person who likes bees. Can't. Just can't.
Yeah.
So all murder right. All the Bear Clan. Got it.
To our druid. You're a lover of life. What's the thing you love most about life? What's that thing or that concept? Is it a specific wine or fruit? Is it a specific type of music that you hear from like a gnomish camp or a goblin camp? Is it the way that flower blooms in the middle of the morning? Is it the sunrise or sunset? Is it the moon? Is it the stars?
I would definitely. I would say he likes what brings him the most happiness is, I would say stars, but more consistently the constellations and pointing them out and looking at them, I would say.
Noted. You know, it's funny you say that. There is a optional mechanic for this game that is based on looking at stars and stargazing for like benefits. So yeah. To our half ooze. The spell skins spend a lot of time in caves painting. We'll attach it to one of your spells as well. Is there a specific spell and the painting of that spell that you like the most? And if so, what is that painting? Just roughly.
See, I think the spell it likes the most is Time Slip. Because it reaches deeper beyond than what we know now into the primordial magics to alter perception of time, and time being the most important thing the races have learned since their inception. To reach out and change a base thing is impressive to it. And it shows that suspect beings such as humans can be controlled by their base natures. The drawing, I haven't decided yet, but the drawing, and that's the thing, I have to figure out the drawings and tattoos for all these spells, which is going to be cool.
If I could give a suggestion for
yes,
time
suggestions are welcome, please.
specifically,
Please.
is it a picture of an eclipse, like an eclipse event?
It's a two-sided eclipse. You have the eclipse on top of the horizon and the bottom of the horizon. Kind of light and dark. Make sense?
Yeah.
So.
And
I like it.
For our chanter. Goodness. One of the questions I keep thinking about is what your instrument is. That seems a little too simple.
Oh yeah, well, I know a couple of different instruments, but my favorite is the drum. And they created a new genre of storytelling called beat poetry, where they basically rap over some like lo-fi hip hop beats on the drums in prehistoric times.
Yeah. And a bonus question, because it just popped into my head. You are a human, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Humans in this setting are beast tamers. What is your opinion on beasts, just generally?
Man's best friend.
Cool. All right. And those are all my questions for now. I think we'll meet for different things, maybe in like DMs, like our druid's evil god. Might be something to more deeply discuss. The story for our chanter and the Lion Clan warrior that was killed by our barbarian. And we'll figure out something for our spell skin. I promise. Yeah, that seems to be all the time we really have for this week. The session feels like a good spot to wrap up, considering I don't have anything to really lead on to.
Hell yeah, I've made some characters, and I'm going to axe a lot of questions, or I'm going to stone a lot of questions. I don't know. Like, so I guess the running joke for me now is going to be just Go home. Get stoned. Yeah. Sorry, that was horrible.
Nice.
Apologize.
I actually have a question that could be relevant if you have it. Whoa. Apparently I stepped into the mists over here, according to the auto detect of my green screen.
Danger, Will Robinson.
That's a cool effect.
Yeah, it is. Where are we going to be, like,
Okay,
as a group?
So the opening bit here will likely be at one of the more pleasant meetings of the brother clans, as a couple encampments are meeting on top of each other. Those were some more questions I needed to ask. I was planning on everyone knowing each other going into the campaign, because this does seem like a group that might at least have heard of each other in rumors, if not personally know each other.
Yeah, I'm just willing to go by like we worked together, or went, we fought in a battle together once, or something like that.
Things to be discussed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Later on.
Later.
Like, I think I already have an excuse to know Mike.
Oh.
So there we discussed this earlier. Mike was, you were a fellow apostate of Co, right?
Yes, that'll be the plan.
So, how do I know Jared?
You would have heard of me.
We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah. It's not that everyone needs to know each other. It's just somebody has to know somebody has to know somebody.
Gotcha. Okay.
At the very least. So maybe he who came before knows Jared through, like, one lives in caves, the other lives in grottos, type of thing. You're both kind of hiding.
We can work out our fiascos like knowledge of each other. That might work out.
Yeah. We'll make a fiasco deck for it.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
Don't tempt with a good time.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching this session 0, those in the audience, and thank you all, my players, for going through this torment that was session 0. There's been no laughter. God, oh no, it was terrible.
No, I think we're all just looking at your key, going, I had a great time. Torment. What's wrong with you? Can you stop beating up on my friend Key over there for a second, please? Thanks, Key.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah, damn it. Don't beat up on yourself.
You did great.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun joking around, and now I'm gonna give stones to a bunch of people and call them stoners, so it's gonna be great.
That's the win.
Yeah, this is where I would be saying a script about all of our wonderful shows. I don't have that yet because I'm a professional, clearly. So, lovely people, in no particular order, please reintroduce yourselves and maybe share where else people can see you.
I have been John, otherwise known as J3Billion, and next time you can see me is going to be our horror session Thursday nights. That's going to be a late night show, and I'm looking forward to it. So you can come catch me playing a cleric. Other than that, right here, and yeah, I had a blast tonight. Thank y'all. Let's pass it on to Jared. Go.
Hello, my name is Jared. You can find me at the Real Life Jared. So I'm going to be in this game for as long as it goes. I'm also going to be in some coming up games. We're going to be playing I'm going to be playing Dune. That's going to be coming up here in November. I'm going to be with that group on Mondays, and then I'm also going to be playing a game on Wednesdays as well too. So that should be fun. I don't know. Well, anyways, it's to be determined on the Wednesday game. But yeah, you'll find me then.
Mike.
And yeah, Mike.
I'm Mike Lear, better known as Dr. Fusion, or Serial Soup Monster, those on Purple Tales. This is my one game of the week. To here, I play Who Has Come Before, the primordial ooze / spellskin wizard thing. I love Saurians. You can find me online at Dr. Fusion with the Z. Normally, I don't do a lot of games online, but this is a group I love playing with, and so I'm glad to be here at least one day a week for this game. Hopefully, I can do more in the future as time permits.
And hey, I'm Corey, aka Narf on the interwebs, they, them, and as far as when you can see me next, it would be this game next Sunday. It's my only one for now. However, I do have another side gig to promote. My Caves of Cud is a video game that I work on. That's QUD. And we will be releasing a pretty big update come Monday, I believe. So if anyone here plays that, be on the lookout for that update. Check out the beta. Most of it's already there. And yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I've been your wonderful GM, Kisa. Yeah, that's the ticket. I can be found in a lot of other places, but that's not as important as all of the other games that I'm not in. These long list of games include Delta Green on Mondays, Mythos Worlds immediately after Delta Green, Black Void on Tuesdays, Mage the Awakening Chronicle, which is wrapping up this Thursday, Call of Cthulhu on Fridays, immediately followed by Scarred Lands, and Cult Divinity Lost is what is on the schedule right now. That starts in 1 hour, I think. I'm a professional.
Yep, it's 9 o'clock. It's 1 hour.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, and normally people wouldn't do votes in their session zeros, but I'm not normal. So in no particular order, if you have a favorite, please share. I don't know what votes are going to be in this game, but I'll think of something.
I don't know. I love John's dinosaur that throws dinosaurs as a barbarian. That's just gonna be great. I can't wait to see how that pans out.
I just gotta find a dinosaur that'll let me throw it first.
I'm sure we can find one. That's a quest right there. That's a quest.
Right, there we go. Life goals. So I'm gonna give mine right back to Mike. I kind of like. I feel like we're gonna start off like you're at Apostate Co, and I'm Apostate Co, and I think it's really cool, and I like your cave paintings. Mostly, he just sits there and looks and goes, "Ooh, that's pretty colors." How do you paint with such pretty colors? But yeah, like I'm super excited to get this started.
Narf, no particular order.
I'm throwing mine to Jared.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad somebody did the druid and like the anti-gods. It seems like an interesting dichotomy that we'll have to learn to understand. It'd be great.
Yeah, no, yeah. I thought of it. I wanted to do, like, I really like the idea that druids are kind of like the warlocks in this like world, where they're kind of like
nature warlocks. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Kind of fun. So, but I gotta give mine right back to Narf. I really liked your backstory about, and I'm really curious what your instrument's gonna be. But like, what kind of instruments was there back in like the Stone Age? Did you say it was going to be a drum?
Yeah, drums was one. I figured there's probably a couple of others because I get like 3 from all the backgrounds that I have.
Wow.
Oh man, you know what'll stand out? Didgeridoo. That's
The
that's an
didgeridoo,
ancient.
yeah.
That's an ancient instrument, man. You should definitely should do that.
One of those like rain sticks.
A
Yeah.
Mayan screaming whistle, where when you blow into it,
Oh,
it sounds
yeah.
like someone's being murdered.
There you
That's
go.
amazing.
Yeah.
How do you sing along to that?
No. Have you ever seen any of the like rubber duck?
Oh,
Like I'm imagining
those-
that's like the rubber
no.
duck pacabellies. I'll have to find it for you because it's great.
Oh no. Oh no.
yeah.
Excellent, man.
We've been Vorpal Tales doing session 0 for Planegea. Good night.
Night.
Bye.